Can no contact make things worse for me? Will it make my dumper, my ex, move away quicker or move on quicker? Can no contact backfire, foul? These are the questions that I've been asked recently, and I've realised I've not actually made a video on this yet. Out of the 120 or 130 videos I've made now, it's strange that I've not covered this, so that's what I'm going to do today. But before I do, welcome back to the Love Fix. It's Nick, as always, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible with super amounts of compassion but no bullshit. If today's video is not enough for you, which I sincerely hope that it is, you can reach out to me at thelovefix20@gmail.com and arrange a one-to-one voice coaching session to discuss your personal breakup situation, where I will bespoke the advice and help you get through it. Okay, let's get into this challenging subject. And guys, this may trigger some of you. I've had some one-to-one discussions. I've spoke to a few of you on the YouTube channel and going back and forth from it. And some of you have been saying no contact will only help the dumper move on. And guys, I have to tell you that is completely wrong. First of all, you are projecting your thoughts, feelings and anxiety on to the dumper. That's what that is. It's a projection. Your imagination is filling in the gaps. So I want you to just take a step back and breathe and say to yourself, it's okay that you feel bad right now. But try to look at the situation objectively. And guys, I get it. I've been there. I've had these thoughts myself, and I don't blame you for thinking this way. But what I'm here to do, what the channel is here for, is to keep you on the path, is to keep you on target, to get you where you need to be. So, when people say all no contact will do is make my ex move on even quicker, here's the thing, guys. Your ex has dumped you, and the reason they have dumped you primarily is because they have lost emotional attraction. The circumstances leading up to that, for this particular video in this particular context, are completely irrelevant. And what I mean by that is that the end result, whatever, is the same. Whatever the circumstances are, the end result was the same. The circumstances led to a loss of emotional attraction. That's it. So they've now decided that being away from you is the best course of action for them. They do not see a future with you. And what can happen with this, we start rationalize it. Oh, it was this thing, it was that thing. They was influenced by this. They were coerced by that, and so on. And that's just not the case. And you have to realize this. No contact primarily is for you. No contact is communication. No contact is a response. No contact is demonstrating to your ex who said, hey, I do not want to be with you romantically anymore, is that you have heard that message. Okay, you don't agree with it, but you've heard the message, and you're giving them the mature response and giving them exactly what they want. You have to understand that right now, at this particular point in time, your ex has a different desired outcome to you. Your desired outcome as Dumpee is to reconcile, and that's okay. That's okay. And I don't want to take away from what you feel. What I'm trying to get you to realize is that no contact is the only response that you have. Because if you reach out to your ex, if you communicate to your ex when they do not want to be around you right now, when they do not want to contact you right now because emotionally their emotional bank account, their emotional battery is empty. And the reason it's empty is because your previous relationship has drained it. Whatever you were doing in that particular relationship, or whatever the dynamics existed between you two, has drained their emotional battery. It has emptied their emotional bank account. And it's overdrawn. It's in debts. Now they need to get that back to where it needs to be. And the only way that they can do that effectively is by you leaving them alone, them figuring their shit out, their thoughts and their feelings, and then And only then, and maybe, they may reconsider the situation. Because if you do keep reaching out, if you do keep begging and pleading, all that does is validate their decision that it was right for them to leave you. That's all that will happen. So, would it work against you? No, not if you do it right. Not if your intentions are correct. Not if you're using no contact correctly. It is for you. That's the thing. It is not to get your ex back. Yes, it's a happy side effect. In some cases, I'll say maybe 50-60% of the cases, yes, a reconciliation can happen. But that's a story for another time. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, just like 90% of all relationships fail out there, 90% of all reconciliations fail because no contact is not done correctly. People do not work on the stuff that they got wrong, especially the dumpers. They don't work on the stuff that they got wrong. And that's the one thing you have to realize is, do you really want someone back who is not prepared to take any kind of responsibility for their part in the situation? So I just want you to step back, take a deep breath, and tell yourself, it's okay to feel bad right now. It's okay to want your ex back. It's okay to still love them. It's okay to think, okay, maybe they'll reach out one day. That's okay. But until they do, the reality is they left. The reality is they don't want to hear from you right now. Now, maybe you're struggling to understand this because you've never been the dumper before. So, and this happens a lot. I get a lot of people come to me as well where they've been the dumpers in their entire relationship history, then all of a sudden they're dumped. And the dynamic completely switches. And I hear things like, I wouldn't do this. If I was my dumper, I would have done that. I wouldn't cheat. I wouldn't monkey branch. I wouldn't rebound. All that is the dumpee projecting their preferred outcome or their preferred response onto the dumper because that is what the dumpee wants. That's what it is. But the dumper is not on the same page as the dumpee. The dumper is not even reading the same book as the dumpee right now. It's a different journey, and you need to let them have that journey. And the only way they can have that journey is if you leave them the fuck alone. That's the only way that's going to happen. Now, guys, I'm developing a bit of a reputation for being quite direct and not sugarcoating things. And I think maybe that is required in this space at the moment because there's too many ex-back bullshit out there and ex-back coaches. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you right now, guys, in my experience of doing this over the last 2 years, I'm going to tell you right now, most exes do not come back. They just don't. Yeah. And what I mean by that, they may, when I say, let me rephrase what I said earlier in the video about 50-60% of them come back. What I should have said about that is 50-60% of them do reach out in some capacity. Yeah. And whether that leads to a successful reconciliation, that is very, very low. So you guys need to hear this, and maybe that's not what you want to hear right now, but my goal, my hopes for you is to say, hey, I know this is a shit situation. I've been there. I know how bad this feels. And it's scary. And you don't know what the future holds. But here's the thing. Use this time as an opportunity to work on you. Use this time as an opportunity to get you to a better place and to work on the shit that you got wrong. And that's it. And that's a hard journey because sometimes we have to look in the mirror and really analyze what is staring back at us. And sometimes it's painful to do that because we don't like what's staring back at us, and that's the part of us that needs the most amount of love and attention. But what we typically do, we outsource that to our partners, our exes, and that's why we want them back so much, is because we've never learned how to love and validate ourselves. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. If I was to go through a breakup right now, it would suck balls. I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt. It would. It would suck. But I've developed the knowledge and the tools and the mindset of how to deal with it a bit better than I normally would, and I know I'll be okay. I know ultimately I will be okay. because there's more than one woman out there. And as much as I don't want to think about ever going through a breakup again, I know I'll be okay, and you will be okay. So no, it doesn't make the dumper move on. So please get that out of your heads. It does not do that. You have to understand that maybe the dumper moved on before they even broke up with you. That's a possibility, and in a lot of cases that is the case. A lot of time we stay in relationships way longer than we should have because we're too scared to be alone. So that is a possibility. But I've said a million times, the best way to get someone's attention is to remove yours, because they will notice the absence. They will notice that you're not reaching out, because that's what they expect you to do. They expect you to reach out. They expect you to cause drama. They expect you to beg and plead and ask for them back. And all that will do is inflate their ego and validate their position that they are higher than you, that they are better than you, and they can do better than you. But if you take that away, if you take that safety blanket, that safety net away, it will give them pause to reconsider. Whether they reach out or not is a different thing. I don't know. I don't know how good their rebound is. I don't know how good the monkey branch is. I don't know how well the relationship is going with the person they cheated with. I don't know how good their single life is if they're choosing to be single. Only your ex can answer that. In the meantime, do not waste your energy on questions that, one, you can't answer, or two, maybe you don't want the answers to. Focus on you and know that your absence will be noticed, and know, yes, they will consider it because you've left a big hole in their lives. So no, guys, it does not make them move on quicker. So please get that out of your heads right now, because it's a bad mindset. It's going to keep you in the place that made you sick, and you will take 3, 4, 5 times the amount of time you need to actually move on. And I do not want that for you. I've spoken to hundreds of people now, one-to-one. And a common pattern is this: when will they come back? Will they reach out? I don't know. But what I do know, you will be okay. What I do know, if you do the work and you level up and they do come back, they will see a better version of you. And then you're in the driving seat. You have the power, and then you can decide if they come back. You can decide if they get a seat at your table. That's why you go no contact. It is for you. Do not let anybody else tell you that. Do not be duped by an ex-back coach, because they're all lying. They're all full of shit. And I challenge these ex-back coaches. If you want to come on my channel for a debate, I will happily debate any one of you. Any day, any time. So please, I put that challenge out there to the charlatans and the con people. You know who you are. I won't mention it on this channel because I can get into a lot of trouble for it, but you know who you are. And I challenge you. Bring it on. Anyway, guys, that's all for today. I appreciate this one's been a little bit charged, but I felt it needed to be said, because I'm done with you guys getting taken advantage of, and I'm done with your dumpers taking advantage of your anxiety. So let's stay united, let's stay together, and let's work this out. And as always, I'm here if you need me. If you need a one-to-one, I'm here. And I will happily give you the best advice I can with compassion. That's all for today. You're going to be fine, guys. I promise you. But keep your chin up, stay strong, do the work. You'll get there. Have a great day. I'll see you on the other side.